Hello there. So let's take a look at some unbelievable black magic that will turn your brain into Swiss cheese, only for a puff of smoke to reveal that your brain was mozzarella all along. What the? It's like frozen.
Doesn't even look like it's coming out.
Frozen in place. It is coming out. Like, it is falling out. It's just happening. It's like at a different frame rate than our eyes can handle.
You see a little bit right there. Oh, there we go.
Whoa, there you go. Yeah. For a split second, yeah, you saw it moving. It is happening. It's just so still. So this is what is called a laminar flow in action. So as this flock of birds flies around, they begin to vibrate in and out of reality. But the question is, how are they doing that? And eventually they settle into a carpet on the ocean where they continue to phase in and out. My personal theory is that these birds will come together like a video game boss, and every time you hit it, these are just invincibility frames. In any case, it's still dark magic. So this is a phototicular book where the images are like moving. Not even like those, magic paintings where it's like, you keep moving left to right and one side, like it kind of transforms. This is just, they're just moving. You can see from the footage on the camera. It's ridiculous. Some holographic technology at work. So this person's put together this sculpture that folds in and out. Kind of creates a little bit of an optical illusion. It would have taken so long to put this together. And I'm pretty sure I saw this exact machine in Avengers Endgame where they're traveling to the past. So in fact, this could be a time machine. Just saying. So this guy has taken a traffic light and kind of proven that your brain will trick you into thinking this color is actually there. This red light at the top is not actually red whatsoever. And then he actually shows it by blocking out all the other colors and then showing that it was in fact gray the whole time. It's pretty crazy. As soon as you jump back to it, seeing it, like the full thing, it's like, it's clearly red, but nah, black magic. So Canadian currency is basically impossible to tear, at least with your hands. I mean, I'd like to see this thing how it holds up against a knife. The way he just starts like, "Duh! I hate money. I don't want this anymore. I never wanted this. How dare someone give this to me? $5 dues, not worth it. Garbage."
I feel like a lot of people associate bad video quality with a potato, but honestly, I feel like the quality...
That's just a potato. That is a literal potato, and yet it's a camera at the same time. The only way I can see this possibly making sense is if the mirror footage is not the same as the camera footage. Man, I don't know. I can't even fathom. And me, I had to shell out for this 60 FPS Mocap camera, and yet I could have just used a potato. This guy is able to double jump on the water. What? It's ridiculous. Yeah, okay. Man, how do I unlock this human skill set? I didn't get that skill tree yet. I'm still at the first set of talents, like I can barely get out of bed. So once he starts this fire, this is the exothermic reaction, and it starts to grow something. What is all that? It's like a bunch of vines growing. Now I feel like there's a creature growing out of it. This is chaos. I can't even tell if this is a time lapse or if this is happening like in real time. That would be even worse. There wasn't even that much there to begin with, and yet it's grown like a whole forest. It's still going as well. And finally it comes to a somewhat stop. This guy just grabs it and is like, yep, flimsy, nothing, it's garbage. Why'd I even grow this? These guys got this floating black thing and they've got a fire burning just in these weird patterns all over the place. How does this thing even work? Like, I want to touch it, but I know my fingers will burn off, and yet I still want to touch it. Does that make me weird? Here is a glitch in the matrix. You know there's an object hidden here, but it's completely invisible. This is what happens when there's too many people and places and things on Earth, and so we all decide to just kind of shard reality, and then you get this intersecting nonsense. Either that or this is a hidden quest object that you just haven't unlocked yet. Whoa! They just like grew hair. That wasn't just like a covering. What is this talcum powder that they're pouring on here? This is like the clone stamp tool in Photoshop, except just real. Baldness cured with grow your own hair talcum powder. So this guy's doing a bit of graffiti for an optical illusion, which is pretty nice. And then he just decides to climb on his creation. This man full on just warped reality in order to escape from here. So this guy made a little animal origami, one that can actually walk as it's going down this plank, which is ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, but this doesn't seem possible. There's no way it could maintain this leg movement just by going down. You just simply can't explain this one. Oh, that water hasn't loaded properly. Games on the Windows 95, this is how they would do water in big old chunks, big old polygonal chunks. But if it is ice though, that is amazing. Makes you want to just dive onto it. It's obviously going to break so easily. So shadows from the traffic outside, but as he looks out onto the street, it's like, how did it go from, it's like, there's no way it can project onto there. There's nothing that's out there that could reflect it onto the ceiling, right? In such clarity, in such detail. Like, if this is real, then I feel like this guy's window would be worth a lot of money, because it's basically a projector. Weird. So this guy found a magnetized doohickey, and as it falls through, it actually slows down the power of gravity. At least I assume so, otherwise I have no idea how this thing works. Just even the fact that it's so smooth as well, it's like, what? So this photograph is a bit of trickery, holding up a mirror to make you think that there's just nothing there. The way it perfectly aligns with the background, it's nice. Either that or you'll jump into this supposed mirror that's actually a portal and end up in a different dimension. That also sounds fun. This guy, it's like, I'm not coming back for a second trip. We're doing everything now. We're doing it live. So he's decided to grab every bag in the whole town and just take it with him. At some point, man, I worry for your spine. Was it worth it? Was it worth your health to save a little trip? Sir, you're not allowed to conduct such magic in the train. He's just doing it like no big deal, not even showing off. He's just like, this rubber band sure is a human instrument, which I can control. Just the X-Men, just casually kind of showing up, casual clothes. I want to believe that this rubber band is controlled in his left hand with some strings, but the way it moves, especially once it goes towards his other hand, man, I don't know. I can't even brain. Where'd he go? He just absorbed him into his coat. Goodbye. Goodbye forever. Have you ever hugged a bro so hard that you absorbed him like he's a Final Fantasy VII character? So this person's got a chain just in a glass, and one little bit at a time it's just floating out onto the ground. And you might be like, oh well, it's just reversed, right? How do you explain it in reversed as well? In fact, it would make less sense like that. Power of momentum is spooky. So the ocean has formed a kind of bizarre tapestry somehow. This is over in Croatia. These square-shaped waves just coming at you. Can't think of a single reason why this would happen apart from sound waves. Unless I have just completely misunderstood when they're searching for something in the ocean and they split it up into an ocean grid. Maybe this is how they've done it. I have no explanation. I'm afraid to say that the elements are beginning to get angry with us now. They're sick of your cars, and at the end here they begin to gather and form a super cyclone. You just better get ready. I know for a fact that this means that there's a water boss about to form. So they pour a bunch of tar on the ground and it's lit on fire, and it looks like this portal to hell, especially once he starts like going over it with a roller, and then you just gotta add the smoke. Man, you could never get me to pour some flaming tar down, being like, yeah, I'm gonna clean this rooftop real good, you know, through the power of the underworld. So here's just a bit of rain, and strangely enough, it's rain that's only in this one spot, and there's nothing above that would indicate like why it would just be here. Elements are like, I have got to water this granite real hard, otherwise it's never gonna grow. Witchcraft, I say. So So someone taught this dog how to play some Jenga, and you can see it slowly takes one out. Then the human takes one out as well. The dog's like, I know exactly which piece to go for. Yeah, it knows what's gonna happen if it doesn't do this, right? So they keep playing, the dog's getting more and more, like playing more risky moves. It's so slow, so tense. Oh, I did it! What is happening? Not only can this dog play, it's really good. Next thing you know, we'll have some dogs on data entry, they'll be flipping burgers. They need to start pulling their weight. If they're able to play games, they're able to work. So they're just pouring some salt onto this, turning up the waves, and as they do, it actually forms like a bunch of patterns just based on the hertz that you go with. So if you guys were wondering what gravity looks like, this hidden world of which you are not privy, here you go. It's so weird how it just forms these perfect patterns every time. Got some blue, you got some clear, some light blue, and then like a whole jellyfish, and it just stays there perfectly intact. Like, first off, what is this substance that you're pouring in? What is that thing? And lastly, can I drink it? Speaking of something you can drink, this is what you're gonna be getting once you mix some Coca-Cola with some liquid hydrogen. Yeah, once you pour it in, it starts steaming, you know, fair enough. It's not a fan of this particular combination. This brave man just picks it up. He flips it around and then, whoa! Just turns into a rocket. Goodbye. See ya. Back to my home planet. And then you can actually see what happens to that bottle once it finished with that explosion. And it even summoned all the birds. They're all like, what the hell was that? And then this time in slow motion, so you can see every second. As soon as you flip it, boom, gone. So that's it for this video. Bye. Have a good one.